My subscriber, not my problem, has pointed out that these the average Tradcon is absolutely obsessed with this trans issue, even though they're dealing with man haters like this. And I agree with him. So I'm going to point out this video. What's this guy's name? Gary Orsum. Gary, this woman hates your guts. She's your enemy, genius, not some guy who got on a lesbian dating app. This woman wants to strip you of your rights, you lizard brain tradcon. But anyway, he's going to side with her because that's what tradcons do. Let's hear this. Oh, sorry, we got to get past this. He talks about his fans. Get past that. Jeez, it takes you almost a minute and a half. Okay, let's get into this.
The video. Creator and founder of the women-only app Giggle, one Sal Grover, appeared on Channel 9's A Crunt Affair following the dismissal of her appeal against the former verdict against her by pretend woman Roxanne Tickle. I say pretend woman because no matter what preposterous rulings the Federal Court of Appeals may make in this case, the rest of us are still in touch with biological reality and truth.
Yeah, but dude, you as a man cannot have your own spaces. Women can walk right in there and slap you in the face and say, "Here I am." But what's your concern? Right? You're such a worshiper of the opposite sex that you don't even care about your second class citizenry. Why should I, for example, care about what this guy does? Orsum, make sure I get your name right. Orsum, why should I care that a man has invaded a woman's space when women do it to men all the time? Not to mention, it's not even a physical space. And these apps, no one's being forced to date this guy. If he comes in and claims to be a woman, no woman has to say, "Oh, I got to talk to him or date him or anything." This is a nothing burger for them. This is a nothing burger for women, Orsum. Like, get your head on straight.
And I can assure you we, or I at least, are never going to surrender to this neo-Marxist, society-debauching, ideological bullshit.
First of all, it's just feminist, you lizard brain. It's not Marxist. Did you not read the Marxist manifesto? It says nothing about this. You're just making this shit up. What it is, you are such a woman worshiper. You don't want to admit the feminist hate movement is behind this. So you call it Marxist.
That you guys continue to vomit onto Western civilization. I say vomit on.
Western civilization is shit. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even call it a civilization. What kind of civilization uses men to build everything and then takes away our rights? That is not civilized, Orson. Your accent sounds British. You live in a feminist shithole. And the reason why you do is because of your own actions, or in this case, lack thereof. You're being systematically stripped of your rights. You don't care about that. So what do you focus on? This dude that's actually doing something. This trans dude is my hero. He's invading women's spaces the way women invade ours. But do go on.
To us, because this is the photograph of Mr. Tickle. Oh, sorry, wrong Mr. Tickle. Is pictured here from the ABC article, where the ABC appear to have scrolled through every photograph or every frame of their video to find the one frame where Mr. Tickle actually looks remotely female. You'll see what I mean when you see actual footage.
I don't give a shit, dude. I don't care if it's a gorilla in a wig. I'm glad he's doing what he's doing. Frankly, you should be doing what he's doing. saying, you're invading our spaces, we're invading yours.
Have said supposed woman.
The legal case that's dragged on for 4 long years. Trans woman Roxanne Tickle taking women's only app Giggle for Girls to court after she was booted off the platform. Today,
Look, dude, I don't like it when people come to my comment section and try to correct my pronouns, right? But I don't go and get upset about her calling him or she. That's not, that has nothing to do with anything.
Final chapter, or is it?
Now, notice it's not the trans dude that's getting his own interview, right? It's the beautiful woman who is doing it. And look at the smug look on her face. Dude, women rule you. They're the most privileged people to ever exist. She's getting the limelight.
Sel Grover, minutes after her federal court appeal defeat.
3 judges doubled down on the original decision. First thoughts?
How embarrassing for them.
Wow, that's the first time I've seen a woman act like a man. Cope, right? Posturing. How embarrassing for them. No, you were beaten, lady. You were beaten. You were defeated. Accept it gracefully.
Grover had just waded through.
Notice that Orsum has nothing to say about any of this shit. Great commentary, Orsum.
A boisterous media pack outside Sydney's federal court, while trans woman Roxy Tickle had the last laugh in the high-profile Tickle versus Giggle case.
Nice. Last laugh. I like it. Look, Orsum, these trans women and men, they're against us men as well. They're a part of the feminist hate movement. Oh, sorry, Marxist. No, feminist hate movement. So they're my enemy as well. But I recognize what's going on. All you care is that you're in love with people who hate your guts, and you're going to support them even while they're bashing you. How lizard-brained.
Clearly reinforces what the Australian community stands for, that all women are protected from discrimination by law.
Do you think so, mate?
Tickle, who was...
That's fantastic commentary. What a great response, Orsum.
Born male and identifies as female, was booted off Grover's women's-only self-help app, Giggle for Girls. The stoush mushroomed into an acrimonious ideological debate of trans inclusion versus sex-based rights. Peaking.
Now, you should notice sex-based rights is misandrist because it doesn't represent both sexes, Orsum. When they say sex-based rights, they mean misandry. They mean anti-male.
In a 2024 landmark federal court case, Tickle versus Giggle.
I brought my case to show trans people that you can be brave.
But you don't recognize that, do you, Orsum? You don't recognize that sex-based rights is an attack on men. Because you're such a worshiper. You're such a willing slave. That's all fine by you.
And that you can stand up for yourself.
The judge found Tickle was indirectly discriminated against, awarding 10 grand in damages. Women's rights advocate Rachel Wong said the ruling set a dangerous precedent.
In practical terms, any
Wong? I thought this was all about white women, right? I gotta admit, white women do rule the feminist group. But all women, all races of women are involved, Orsum.
man who feels like a woman, says he's a woman, identifies as a woman, can access female-only spaces like bathrooms, changing rooms.
Grover enjoyed...
Again, I say good, because women do this to us men all the time. This is actually an indirect victory, Gary.
Far-reaching support, including celebs, author J.K. Rowling, and tennis great.
No, J.K. Rowling is a real man-hater. And I see guys like you support her. She hates your guts, Gary. Is it Gary? I'm going to make sure I get your name right. Gary, yeah. Gary Orsum. She hates your guts. And yet you'll support her. Martina Navratilova. I remember even she was insulted because women said, oh, she doesn't belong in women's sports because she's too mannish. Did you know that, Gary? Even she gets zapped.
Martina Navratilova. But the $1 million raised to fund the case came from mum and dads the world over. 3 federal court judges not only upheld...
There you go. Mom and dads the world over, right? All you losers in Britain, you've looked what women say they want and you try and give it to them. So intersectional feminists, they've taken all the gays and all the lesbians and all the trans people, and they are using them as cannon fodder to attack us, men. And so everyone thinks, oh, that's the way to go. And they support them. And so here we are. Notice, everyone, that I have something to say and Gary doesn't.
The original ruling, they found 2 cases of direct discrimination. Grover now has to pay Tickle another $10,000 plus limited court costs.
That must really sting.
Do you accept that you've broken Australian law?
No. I mean, I accept that that's what they've said. I think
No. You have broken the law. You can disagree with the law. You can say you're not going to follow that law, but it is the law.
it's nonsense. I think it's absurd. One of the most basic facts about the human species is that there are males and females, and you can't switch from one to the other. So to have law that completely turns that upside down.
This is your fault, lady. This is your fault. All this comes from you feminist man-haters. Gary, take notes, since you have nothing to say.
And turns acknowledging reality into something unlawful is, I think, embarrassing for anybody who makes such a decision.
Yep.
You've been found to have...
But it isn't unlawful. It's been made law. You can say it's unjust. You can say the law is unjust. That would be accurate. But you can't say it's unlawful because it is lawful. They can make a law that you have to kick a puppy in the face. You can say it's unjust, but you can't say it's illegal.
discriminated against Roxy because of her looks?
No.
I defy every single Australian citizen to tell me what they see.
Oh, she missed a golden opportunity there. The correct response was, wow, what an incredibly dishonest mischaracterisation of my reason for removing him from the platform. He wasn't removed from the platform because he looks like a man. He was removed because he is a man. And my platform...
Well, I'm going to correct you, Gary, because I've heard of a case. I should go find it, see if I can find it, where some ugly, mannish lesbian was basically verbally insulted in the women's washroom because she did look like a guy. And the straight woman said, hey, what are you doing here, man? Right? Looks do matter. Look, Gary, woman worshiper. If trans women actually look like women, they will be accepted as women. That's a fact. They can waltz right into those washrooms and women won't care. Looks matter.
was for women only. Duh. That's the correct response.
Despite the gender reassignment surgery, do you still believe that?
There's no surgery that turns a man into a woman. If a man wants to get that surgery, that's your personal decision.
Actually, he doesn't need to be turned into a woman. Gary, it doesn't need to be turned into a woman. He just has to be able to pass as one. That's all that's necessary. People don't give a shit whether someone actually has ovaries or not. No one gives a shit about children, Gary. Women in your country can smoke and drink while pregnant. If you guys cared about children, you'd put a stop to that. No, all that matters is that the person that you're viewing looks female. This beautiful woman can do what she likes when she likes in your country. If you look like her, you have her power. Doesn't get any simpler than that. Remember, she's the one who's getting a personal interview, not that ugly trans man. Sorry, woman, whatever.
At no point should it ever be made to be my problem.
Again, I would have used that remark as an opportunity to embarrass this clown even further. My response: listen to how ridiculous you sound, mate. I mean, is gender reassignment surgery the metric by which you're suggesting that because he's had surgery, he's actually a woman now?
My understanding, he simply asked a question. That's it. I don't know if this guy actually believes in that himself. I mean, after all, he's interviewing her. He's not interviewing the trans woman, right?
It seems to me that by your logic, or lack thereof, if I have my canines removed and get dental implants, which is a surgical procedure, right, of vampire teeth, then I'm now a vampire. Oh, I know, the people out there that get metal surgically implanted like devil's horns and the like. Yeah, so if I get a Westinghouse badge surgically implanted onto my chest, that makes me a fridge now. Because that's where you just went, buddy.
During the original...
I'm going to replay that. We'll see if... Does this guy actually support the trans? Let's hear this.
Wow, what an incredibly dishonest
Let's back this up.
Into something unlawful is, I think, embarrassing for anybody who makes such a decision.
Yep.
You've been found to have discriminated against Roxy because of her looks.
No.
I defy every single Australian citizen.
Okay, he may be supportive of a trans woman, but he may not be, by that simple question. I don't know why you're jumping to the gun, right? Anyway.
I'm now a vampire. Oh, I know, the people out there that get metal surgically implanted like devil's horns and the like. Yeah, so if I get a Westinghouse badge surgically implanted onto my chest, that makes me a fridge now. Because that's...
Yeah. Well, you're talking about someone, you're siding with someone who hates your guts, dude. Once who's stripping your rights away. Again, why do I give a shit about what her opinion is beyond stopping her from her hate movement? Gary, this is Blair White. Now, this is 10 years ago. But he passes. This guy can walk into any female changing room he wants. No one's going to care. No one's going to care. And you know why they don't care? Because he's never assaulted a woman. Men going into women's spaces does not make them dangerous. This is the other thing you woman worshippers have to come to terms. This person's been a trans woman forever, for a decade at least, I should say. He's never harmed any woman ever, and he walks around in their spaces like a ghost. He has female privilege. He's admitted that. He said people treat him better now that he passes as female. So you can make up all your stories, but every once in a while, a trans woman actually succeeds. And that person disproves everything you talk about. They're not dangerous to the opposite sex. And women don't care if this guy is able to carry babies or not.
That's where you just went, buddy.
During the original court decision and today's appeal outcome, there's been seismic developments. The IOC banned trans women who've gone through male puberty from competing in female Olympic events. Last year, the UK...
Well, there you go, see? So, in the end, they back women when they can, right? The trans women, they don't really gain much, right? He's not going to gain any medals, right? They ban them, right?
The Supreme Court ruled the legal definition of a woman is based on biological sex.
Even the UK, for all its anti-straight white male policies, can at least...
No, just anti-male. Anti-male, you lizard brain. Feminists do not like gay men, and they don't like men of other races. If you try to say that, you're a liar. I'm saying it to your face. You say that, you're a liar. And since these women are so anti-male, why are you siding with them? Why are you siding with that feminist that you showed earlier, Giggle or whatever her name is?
Recognise reality still. But here in Australia, no. Here in Australia, the powers that be have to make sure that the rest of the world view us as one big fucking joke.
Well, you are a big fucking joke, dude. You lay downs, you Australian men, you took it right up at the wazoo from the women in your country. You are a joke. You don't look like one, you are. You're proving it. Orsum, you're a joke. You're supporting a man-hater, someone who wants to strip you of your rights. And all you can do is focus on some dude who got on a dating app. This is why I like trans women like Blair White here. She just makes some mockery of your woman worship. She could probably walk down the street, at least back then, and have guys whistle at her and show you what your woman worship actually is.
Legal gender recognition. Australia's Sex Discrimination Act does not explicitly define...
You know what you are? You're that gorilla that someone puts a mirror up in the forest and the gorilla starts charging at it, not realizing the gorilla he's charging at is himself.
Man or woman.
For whatever reason.
Now, you're going to support this man-hater. She's the one who hates you because of the way you were born. And you're on her side. You're an idiot.
Australia is...
Actually, no. What you are is you are her. You are a feminist. Tradcons Orsum are a feminist. Proof positive. This woman is your enemy. You would rather side with her. You're on her side. You have her same beliefs.
Has decided to not only be the band playing while Titanic sinks, we are now looking like an absolute laughing stock.
The first person you went to was your dad after the result. What has been the personal cost to you?
Well, I got the Australian Human Rights Commission complaint when...
Look, the Titanic may be sinking, but she's not on it. Gary, she has more rights than you. She's not on she's in the lifeboat. And actually, it's not sinking anyway. Australia's going to tick on. You being turned into slaves, Gary. You men. Australia just keeps ticking on. You just suffer personally, that's all.
I was 14 weeks pregnant. And next,
this man-hater gets to pass on her genes, right? And some guy, Gary, like you, was willing to put his sperm in her. And that woman has power over that man that impregnated her. Because child support is one of the heinous acts done to men worldwide. But that's not your problem, is it? Your problem is some guy got to use a dating app.
Month, my daughter will be 4. And so this has been in the background of her entire life.
Well, don't go there.
I don't I can't, as a mother, send her out into the world.
Your crocodile tears are rejected. They are denied.
She did not say no to a man, despite no matter how he identifies, that she has to accept.
Don't do the fucking tears and that. This is the problem with women. State your case, stick to the facts. The fact that you were pregnant at the time that you got this.
Orsum, you idiot. This is how women do it. They cry their crocodile tears, and guys like you, actually, I shouldn't say like you, you're actually not being fooled by it for a change, right? But most guys turn around and say, oh, I got to protect this woman from, well, I got to attack other men, is what they're saying. But her tears are effective.
Court case, it's fucking irrelevant.
Despite the blow, Sal Grover plans to relaunch her women's only app. She now plans to move...
See, women's only. There is no men's only anything in your shit country, dude. Your country is one giant walking sexism farm. It produces sexism. But you're such a lizard brain, you can't see that you're a victim of sexism.
Broad.
Australian law is pushing out Australian-owned businesses that are by women and for women. And some people are going to call that progress.
Well, it is progress because it should be gender neutral. Why should you have your own special spaces when men aren't allowed? But what pisses me off, it's not done by straight men, right? It's not done by men at all. It's done by trans women.
I now look forward to getting on with the rest of my life in the community that we all know and love, one that embraces freedom and equality for all women. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure by all women you mean all women except the ones that were born female. Because as the women's rights advocate argued before, this...
Women's rights, see, there you go, you genius. You're a feminist. Women's rights are actually anti-male rights. That's what women's rights are. And you're supporting them. You're a male feminist, Orsum. You are the joke you spoke about. Male psychology is a massive joke.
Sets a dangerous precedent where biological men can invade women's change rooms, toilets, sports fields.
Yeah, why is it bad, though? Because women can do that to ours. Female reporters can go into male locker rooms where the guys are changing. Where was your issue then? And that's been around for decades. See, you're silent, you woman worshiper. So a guy finally gets some of his, and you're opposing that.
Anywhere where women previously could enjoy their own private spaces.
So you can't enjoy yours. So why do I care?
Let me guess, now that you're a woman, I'd be willing to bet that you've never had a man's penis in your amazing new vagina. Let me guess, you're a lesbian now. Anyway, if J.K. Rowling really is supportive of Sal Grover's situation, $20,000 should be pretty easy to come up with. She probably makes that amount quicker than you can say Harriet Potter and the Sorcerer's breast implants.
See, women support each other in their misandry. And you support their misandry too. And that's why all us guys in the pro-male collective say you Tradcons are just feminists in the end.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Wow, what a... Gary, you are pathetic. Tradcons are pathetic. You're lizard brain, woman-worshipping losers. Your country of Australia went to shit because you preferred it that way. You prefer to live in a cesspool. Who are you to complain? We'll end it here.